Okay, what's going on, guys? Thanks for finding me over at the Unbiased Sports Network YouTube channel. I appreciate the support. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, would hope that you do. If you can continue to help grow this channel, would really appreciate it. You guys have done an amazing job in supporting this channel and coming over from the Gridiron Media page, so I really do appreciate it. So let's get into some Giants news. I haven't done a video in good 4 days or so. Let's start with this because this is a big topic that pops up a lot on Twitter, and it's Landon Collins. So the Giants brought Landon Collins back. We know that a few months ago at this point, I guess. And you saw him play a little bit in the Jaguar game, and you really haven't seen that much from him since, honestly. He's been used more in a linebacker scenario when you've seen him in practice or in a game. That's kind of what they envisioned with him. But according to Dan Duggan, it looks like he is expected to be elevated from the practice squad for Sunday's game against the Commanders. Tate Crowder expected to be a healthy scratch. You know that Tate Crowder kind of went on Twitter and kind of complained about his playing time a little bit, so it looks like the Giants are penalizing him for that. So Landon Collins, it looks like he will be back for a potentially season-changing game against the Commanders. We'll kind of get into that a little bit later in the video. But obviously a huge game against the Commanders. Looks like Landon Collins will be back on the field. I know a lot of people have been wondering. Well, it looks like he's going to get a chance soon. Let's talk about some other roster moves. This was yesterday. Ryder Anderson, I did that video on Rumble about Ryder Anderson being promoted to the 53-man roster. Ellerson Smith on IR, which is a shame. He missed most of the season with injury. Now he's back on IR. I believe he blocked the punt in last week's game against Philadelphia. So tough news for Ellerson Smith. And then Jack Heflin, defensive lineman, signed to the practice squad. So just some Giants-related roster news here. Let's go on to the third topic. Leonard Williams. So he had a neck injury, and according to Jordan Renan, looked good in practice. The open portion of practice today. Likely he will make his return. He has been listed questionable on the injury report. So there's a solid chance that he plays, and they need him. They definitely need him. They're definitely thin on the defensive line. And to have him and Dexter Lawrence playing together, you want as many games as possible. If you're the Giants, you want as many games as possible with those two together. Recently, Wink Martindale called it, like, I'm paraphrasing, but like one of the best defensive line duos he's ever coached or he's ever seen. So obviously two very good players. You want to make sure that they're playing together as often as possible. It looks like that's going to happen with Leonard Williams this week against the Washington Commanders. And so let's talk about that game a little bit. Last night, Seattle played San Francisco. Seattle is vying for a playoff spot and fighting it out with the Giants in Washington, and they lost last night. So they have 7 losses now. We know the Giants have 5. We know that the Commanders and Giants both tied, so that kind of helped them out there. So now Giants have 5 losses. Even if they lose this game, they will still be in a wild card spot, which is pretty amazing.